Good evening. I'm Ben Hoover. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Alicia Barnes. We're live right here from Maine and Gervais. Well, if you're heading outdoors tonight, get ready for a sweltering evening. It is hot.
In fact, the entire weekend may feel more like August rather than June. Let's start this Friday night with Chief Meteorologist John Farley. He's live in our weather center with a look. John.
Yeah, clear skies out there, a couple of clouds, but it's warm. I'll give you the look at the temperature here. We're 93. Now, that said, the humidity is still somewhat in check. It's not terrible, but as we go over the weekend, it's going to climb. So tonight, the coolest evening of the weekend. Let's give you a look at a couple of things you might be doing tonight. The Power is in town to play the Fireflies. Warm night at the park. Nice night, 80s, and of course another ball game. This is the Blowfish playing host to the Bananas. And again, basically same story. It'll cool off a little quicker out in Lexington, at Lexington County Stadium, than it will in downtown. But the gist of it is 80s for the game, no threat of showers. Now tomorrow, this is my advice for you. Find your way to a pool and try to enjoy it, because the temperatures tomorrow will be in the mid-90s, and we're just getting started. By Sunday, how about 100 degrees. So yeah, it's going to be pretty warm out there. We'll talk more about that and tell you how long this little heat wave is going to have us in its grips. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, John, thanks. And there are other ways to stay cool. One group hopes you'll choose to slip and slide. Later on the news at 6, where you can take the kids tomorrow to slide the city. Founders Park is preparing for thousands of Gamecocks fans this weekend, and also they're preparing for the extreme heat.
Very important. USC will set up extra tents and allow fans to bring in 1 bottle of water. They will also sell bottles of water for discounted prices of $2. All this to make sure that fans stay safe in all this heat.
Yeah, a lot of baseball to watch. We bring in sports director Tim Hill to fill us in with more about what's going to be going on down there at the field. Tim.
Hey guys, you know the heat, a good problem for Gamecock baseball to have again this year after missing the tournament altogether last year. Now USC just 2 wins away from its first trip back to the College World Series since 2012. Carolina on the practice field for final preparations this afternoon over at Founders Park. Chad Holbrook looking to punch his first ticket to Omaha as a head coach. USC and Oklahoma State, 2 very different teams taking different paths to get to the Super Regional this weekend. USC fighting its way through the losers bracket at home. Oklahoma State just cruising right through its regional at Clemson. The Cowboys a combined 27-4 winner in its 3 regional games. It all leads up to a best-of-3 game series that sends the winner to college baseball's biggest stage.
So now, Oklahoma.
Our players are excited. We've had a good week of practice. We've tried to recover from the regional as best we can. I think we're getting close to being about 100% recovered, and hopefully we'll be ready to go tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
I'm extremely confident in my team. The kids have played unbelievably well on the road this year. We've learned to play on the road by necessity, and we've learned to play on the road through failure. And with that, I think we're better prepared for this type of challenge.
And the schedule this weekend, tomorrow and Sunday, set for 3 o'clock over at Founders Park. Game 3 Monday, if necessary. Time still to be determined. Just a crazy time for a few players on both of these teams. The Major League Draft also going on right now. A few Gamecocks picked today. We'll fill you in on that. Plus a pair of Dutch Fork High School alums in the top 10 on the PGA Tour. See you in a few minutes for sports.
All right, Tim, thanks. More of our nation's bravest are set to head overseas. The South Carolina National Guard deployed today for a year's service in Kuwait. The 25 soldiers are part of an aviation maintenance unit, and they'll be heading to Kuwait to support Operation Spartan Shield and Operation Freedom.
It is a small unit, but what it does is demonstrate that no matter whether it's one person, 1,000 people, it's the importance and the significance to the family members and the leadership here in South Carolina is huge.
Earlier this month, ABC Columbia was there when the 111th General Support Aviation Battalion departed for Kuwait from McEntire Air Base. Thousands of fans came out to say goodbye to the People's Champ today. A funeral procession for Muhammad Ali traveled through his hometown of Louisville, Kentucky.
And it's still going on right now. Family and friends gather to pay tribute to the boxing legend at the memorial service. Among those speaking, former President Bill Clinton, who just took the podium. Scott McLean has more from the memorial.
Well, the champ has been laid to rest. Earlier today, thousands of fans lined the streets of Louisville for a funeral procession that ended at the Cave Hill Cemetery where Ali was buried. Now, the memorial service, it is an interfaith service, is happening right now at the Yum Center, which is an arena just a few blocks from here at the Ali Center in Louisville. There's been prayers, tributes from people like comedian Billy Crystal, broadcaster Brian Gumbel expected to speak as well, and of course President Bill Clinton. There are 15,000 fans inside. 300 of them are celebrities, VIPs, and dignitaries. Now, for the past week since Ali died, fans have been showing up here at the Ali Center from around the world to pay their respects. Here's what one of them had to say earlier today.
People could relate to his humanity, even though you may not share religion, you may not even like boxing, but you could understand a human being, again, once saying the rent that we pay to be on this planet is to serve one another. Everyone, anywhere, in the jungles of Africa, in South America, in Europe, can understand that comment.
Now, the memorial here outside the Ali Center just continues to grow. I should also point out that after this public memorial, the invited guests to that event will come back here to the Ali Center for a reception. Reporting in Louisville, Kentucky, I'm Scott McLean.
All right, now to an update on a story that we first brought to you last night at 11. Utility crews say a blown transformer caught fire and caused a power outage at Carowinds last night, leaving riders stranded on a coaster. Now, the Windseeker, a more than 300-foot tall swing ride, reopened today. Riders were left hanging, though, for several hours last night before being rescued. Wow, some scary moments out there at Carowinds.
You don't have to search Twitter too far to see some videos that folks were shooting while they were stuck.
Yeah, scary moments. Hundreds of South Carolina students gathered on the State House steps today.
The teens are taking part in Palmetto Boys and Girls Day. This event lets them celebrate the chosen candidates for their 2016 class. The teens took part in a parade today celebrating their accomplishments as proud parents looked on.
Sure, she's going to be smiling today, but hopefully she, maybe lost some of her shyness, learned to speak out a little bit, and I know she made some speeches for some elections, so we're very proud.
Governor Nikki Haley was also on hand to help kick off the ceremony today, right there on the steps of the State House. There she is.
Yeah, but all those students out there. Wow.
Yeah. Coming up, going over the edge. This is a sight you've got to see.
Up next, why these local officers are taking to new heights for a very good cause. That's next. We're live from Maine and Gervais. Wow.
From Maine and Gervais, this is ABC Columbia News with Ben Hoover, Alicia Barnes,